on the east coast of the United States from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina. You're listening to
Uncensored
with your host, Michael Vara. To talk to Michael Vara, dial 803-392-4566 or around the world on Skype. Just use Skype ID LMM Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Vara, and this is Uncensored. And again, I do welcome all of you. And boy, what a difference doing a radio show doing a show in the afternoon. What a big difference. I'll tell you what, I like it. I like it a lot. It's I'm so full of energy, so ready to go. Not that I'm not at 9 o'clock, but man, it's a whole hell of a lot different doing it here in the afternoon on a Saturday. Man, this is pretty good. Hope I don't get too used to it, right? Or maybe I should actually. So anyways, this is Uncensored, and this is a new show that I've put together. It's for now, it's an hour. I just don't think, an hour seems, hours never enough. It just flies by. But this is the new studio setting. Hope y'all like it. And I've got a lot to get into today, but I do want to tell you a little bit about Uncensored and why I decided that this second show was needed. Uncensored is this is where I consider, rather than worry about getting guests on and doing all this other stuff, where I could just come in here, put on the mic, and obviously there's preparation involved, but talk about those things that I think are important, that, those who are looking to see what's happening on the other side and those kinds of things might not approve as much. So I'll say this show is not on any AM or FM stations. Not going to be. I'm going to do my, try not to unless they start allowing some things. But no, it's not going to be on any of those stations. It is internet only. That's how I want it. Now, you will find this show in the archives over at latenightinthemidlands.com. Same place you go for the Late Night in the Midlands archives. This archive will be there as well. And it'll also be on YouTube. I'm not trying to hide it away on anybody. I'm doing this because I want to have fun. I want to say what needs to be said. God damn it, that's why. All right, so I've got some stuff that I want to get into here, and the main thing today is, I got intrigued by this redhead thing, and not just because I'm a gingerbread man myself, but because it just, I don't know, it seemed like some really, really interesting stuff when you look at some of the differences between ginger, as they say, ginger people and the rest of the population. And, so there's a question that goes around, is there some kind of extraterrestrial bloodline or something along those lines? So I went and looked at a whole bunch of different stuff, blogs, people, university research papers, everything, as much as I could. And so I've got some stuff I've compiled and put together. I want to go over here in the next hour. But before I do that, I thought I'd hit a couple news stories, which is not something there is really no rhyme or reason here. I'm not every day, every Saturday, I'm not going to open up with news. It's not going to always be the same anyways. So I was looking at a couple of these things, and I thought these types of stories need to be on Uncensored. And so it says it's watching, and it knows a crime is about to take place before it happens. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. And again, if you want to listen, there's a couple of ways of doing things here. You can go over to the YouTube, and you can watch on our YouTube channel. Same one for Late Night in the Midlands. I have another channel that I've created for this show, but we're going to have to get it set up so people can start subscribing over there and all that good stuff. So for now, it's going to be on this channel, the Late Night in the Midlands L&M Network channel. Please go over to LateNightInTheMidlands.com while you're at it. Hit that donate button, folks, because shows like Uncensored are not going to be around if you don't. Hit that donate button, subscribe, and all right, let's get to it. So it's watching you. It's always watching you and knows a crime is about to take place before it happens. It's called VAK. VAK? VAAK. A Japanese startup has developed artificial intelligence software that hunts for potential shoplifters. So if you're somebody who, you're from that Obama era and you don't like buying things and you just want everything free, watch your step, because they're using footage from security cameras for fidgeting, they call it, restlessness, and other potentially suspicious body language. And so while this AI is usually envisioned as a smart personnel assistant or self-driving car, it turns out that the technology is actually pretty good in spotting nefarious behavior, like a scene out of the movie Minority Report. Everyone remembers that, right? Algorithms analyze security camera footage and alert staff about potential thieves via smartphone app. So basically, AI will pick you out and decide if you're a person of interest or not. I tell you, the way things are today, I don't understand how anybody could go in and steal. Well, people still do it. I mean, my God, it's not like it used to be. There's Big Brother's everywhere. I mean, you can't get away from that shit. Everywhere. Anyways, so if you're thinking about going on a shopping spree, just keep that in mind, that the Japanese have come up with a really good AI that will, it'll kick your ass, basically. Excuse me. So, all right, one more here. Northwestern neuroscientists researching brain chips to make people super intelligent. Well, when I get into this whole redhead thing, you're going to find how the ginger people have this special intelligence. We'll get into that anyways. But so this brain chip to make people super intelligent. I think it's really a brain chip to make you a super slave. I mean, basically, once you put that sumbitch in your head, that's it. Well, what are you going to do? They're going to just, they're going to put in a few keys and you'll be doing whatever they tell you, probably. It says, what if you could make money or type something just by thinking about it? It sounds like science fiction, but it might be close to reality. See that right there? People said, make money? I'll get the chip. Right? In a little as 5 years, super smart people could be walking down the street. Holy shit. Imagine this. Super smart people walking down the street, men and women who've paid to increase their intelligence. You ever been around one of them know-it-alls? Everyone knows. Everyone's been around one of those people. They know it all, right? Yeah, well, imagine a population of these people. So Northwestern University neuroscientist and business professor, Dr. Morin Surf. Sorry, Surf. It's with a C, though. So he made that prediction because he's working on a smart chip for the brain, making it so it has an internet connection. See, right there, bullshit. All right? If you're going to put a chip in your brain that has a fucking internet connection, I have news for you. You're going to get hacked. You're going to get hacked. So, they want to make it so it has an internet connection and goes to Wikipedia. And he says, when I think this particular thought, it gives me the answer. He says, so all you got to do is you got to think and say, oh, series, what is the New World Order? And it'll say, that doesn't exist. It's a conspiracy theory. Let's erase that from your mind. Zoop, that's it. You're done. Facebook also has been working on building, of course, Facebook, you could leave it to them. Also, working on building a brain-computer interface, and SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk is backing a brain-computer interface called Neuralink. Neuralink. I tell you, folks, we are in some serious shit, man. We're in some serious shit. I mean, look what they're doing. I mean, this stuff could be all right, I guess, in a perfect world. Well, we are far, far, far from a perfect world. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Anyways, let's get to the good stuff, shall we? And we'll worry about the brain chip when it's offered. I'm not taking it. I'm sure some of you will. They'll tell you, oh, you need the brain chip or you'll die. And just, oh, damn, well, shit, give me the brain chip. Get your potato chips out of the freaking vending machine a lot quicker, right? If you got the brain chip connected to the wrist chip connected to the ankle chip. You can use all them chips to do all kinds of shit. I don't want it, though. You can have it. So anyways, like I said, I've been doing research about research on top of research about these ginger people, redheads, right? I mean, I should kind of take an interest in that for some reason. I don't know why. Science shows, and as I go through this, I'm going to rehash a little bit of it. I'm going to give you some scientific, some papers, university studies that have been done on this. So a little bit of something to maybe back some of this up. Some of it is just theory. Some of it is, I don't know, take it as you will. I could vouch for some of it because, well, I am a gingerbread man, as they say. So anyways, science shows redheads have genetic superpowers. I came across this and I thought, hey, I mean, why wouldn't I be interested? I'm thinking, shit, I got some superpowers I don't know about. Let's do this. Well, Dr. Augustine Galopin first recorded this fact in his 1986 book, and he reportedly detected that redheaded women emit a particularly distinct aroma that, I mean, I'm just going through some simple stuff first here. This is kind of amazing shit, I think. A distinct aroma that of an earthly and sensual scent. So a natural aroma. And then later, science proved that skin mantle, a thin acidic film on our skin surface, everyone has it, is actually more acidic than in redheads, causing perfume to more quickly evaporate when applied and potentially emitting a unique smell of its own. So, I often wondered when I was growing up and, we're getting ready to go out and put cologne on, it seemed like my friends' cologne, we had the same shit. I mean, but theirs just seemed to last forever. Mine didn't. I don't know. I thought maybe I sweat more or something. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Well, now I know. So and then it says not only are gingers a mere 2% of the population, 1 to 2% is what I've read recently. The rarest combination in a redhead is a redhead with blue eyes. I don't know how that would look. Redhead with blue eyes. Just for the record, it could be they could be just like finding Waldo. Really, finding a redhead with blue eyes. But they do exist. Apparently, 1 to 2%, transgenders, they said, are 1% of the population. Well, redheads are between 1 and 2% of the population. Oh, nobody's, are we on the endangered species list or what? Research indicates that redheads have higher thresholds for pain and need less vitamin D than the rest of us. And they say it's thanks to this MC1R gene mutation, which gives redheads hair the hue that it has. So this MC1R gene, we're going to get into that a little more down the line here, has a lot to do with it. I found this shit fascinating. So I figured, here's a chance I don't have to, please any stations. I don't have to bring on any guests and change the subject or any of that stuff. I don't have to calm down. I could do whatever the hell I want, basically. So anyways, they says they don't need vitamin D. We don't need vitamin D. Thanks to a higher concentrations of red hair and pale skin in cloudy European environments, it said, according to this research, redheads gained a greater ability to create their own vitamin D. Think about that. So while I was living in Rochester, New York, and we'd spent many months with the cloud cover and in the shitty weather, for the most part, here it was, I'm wondering why I didn't just keel over and die or get cancer or something, Well, it turns out that my body is creating its own vitamin D. That's pretty cool. That, and that's what the ginger people know. Everyone else isn't creating their own vitamin D. Why are there differences? What, you got to want it. We're all human beings, supposedly, right? Why are some different like that? Crazy. So when a redhead goes outside, he or she produces more vitamin D in a shorter amount of time than people with other hair colors. See, I told you, if it wasn't race, it'd be hair colors, eye colors. The people are always going to find something. See, I remember when I was in high school, or not high school, but elementary school, there was other redhead kids in the school. I had a couple in my class. And, go figure. But 1% to 2% of the population, they seem to be in my class. But, there are a couple people who tried that, dot the dots and stuff because of the freckles at the time and picking on the hair. And see, I'd get up and punch them right in the face. I didn't sit there and take that stuff. But I'd see other kids who would, they get upset. They get say, wish they had a different color hair. And I never did. When I was really young, my hair was a brighter red. And now as I've gotten older, it's perfect. I think auburn. I'm not disappointed. And after reading this, I'm excited. I mean, holy shit. Anyways, there's a hell of a lot more to get into here. So we're creating our own vitamin D, us ginger people. So when a redhead goes outside, again, they produce the more vitamin D in a shorter time than other people with other color hair or whatever. It's that gene, I'm telling you. This gives an evolutionary advantage, says this study, since low levels of vitamin D could lead to elements like rickets, diabetes, arthritis, and probably a series of other things. So, and now I'm here in the sunshine state of South Carolina, and I don't know, boy, that sun, it gets pretty sensitive to that sun. That sun will cook you. Definitely cook a ginger, right? Redheaded women, it says, handles pain better. This is from a 2003 McGill University study, showed that redheaded women can tolerate up to 25% more pain than people with other hair colors. So basically, you don't want to brawl with a redheaded woman. You're going to knock her teeth out. She's going to spit them out and just look at you, right? Probably what's going to happen. Another study out of Oslo University found that redheaded women feel less pain when pricked by a pin. Still, they're harder to sedate, redheads. The University of Louisville found that it takes 20% more general anesthetic during surgery to put a redhead under. And again, this makes a lot of sense because when I had to get surgery on my elbow back in 2001, I remember wheeling me into the operating room, and I wasn't out yet. And I'm like, I don't know. I think they heard me. I'm saying, hey, my ass is still awake here. But, eventually, same thing with dentistry. They got, other people say, oh, I only get a couple shots of Novocaine. Not me. They hit me with 6, 7, 8 freaking shots for just one tooth. And I don't like it. Anyways, so it takes more anesthetic to put a redhead under. I mean, yeah, look, I'm just compiling a bunch of things here, and then we're going to get into some more stuff here as I move down here. And it says... while a brunette may only need one shot of Novocaine, here we go, at the dentist, a redhead needs 2 or 3. Bullshit. This redhead gets like 6 or 7. 6 or 7. I get the one after, it's like stick. Then he stops, and I'm thinking, oh, shit, good, it's over. And here he comes. He's reloaded that sumbitch, and he's bringing it back. Stick. It's like, holy shit, how many times you got to do that? He says, oh, we want to make sure you're nice and numb. He never said, well, you're a ginger, so we got to torture you more. I had no idea till now. Oh, they know when it's getting cold. Now, this makes a lot of sense, too. And I know you'll say, well, everyone knows when it's getting cold. What the fuck, right? Okay, well, redheads feel hot and cold temperatures more severely than anyone else. Again, there's studies backing this up. In 2005, the University of Louisville discovered this hidden gift and hypothesized that the redhead gene MC1R may cause the human temperature detecting gene to become overactivated, making redheads more sensitive to thermal extremes. So if a redhead tells you they're feeling a bit chilly, you probably better grab a blanket because winter's coming. And it makes sense because sometimes Autumn will go outside and she'll say, want to go outside with me for a few minutes? I go out there and she's fine. And I'm going, holy shit, it's cold out here. I want to go in. And she says, it's not cold. And she thinks I'm just trying to come in because, I don't want to be out there or something. And cold goes through my bones. I'll tell you what, and to move back to a winter wonderland, I don't think I can handle it anymore. So I'm down with this one. Another one, I say, yep, right on. Red is the hardest color to fake. This, I think, is funny, but very true, too. I need a little coffee. There we go. Gotta put a little gasoline in the tank. So red is the hardest color to fake. It is. I mean, how many fake redheads you see? I mean, it's so easy to spot them. It's never right. It's always off a little bit. You can always tell. But red hair from a bottle is almost always easy to spot. It just is. This is partially because red is a more intense hue, and the bolder the color, the faster it fades. Also, as a celebrity stylist as Danny Moon told InStyle that the dye molecules found in red hair are larger than those in other hues, and larger molecules can penetrate the hair and deeply in smaller molecules can. So that's why it's so easy. It's really hard to. I remember when I was a teenager once, I wanted to see what I looked like with dark hair, black hair. So I dyed it. And what a mistake that was. I looked like a fugitive. And so my mother, she couldn't stand looking at it no more. So she sent me to her hairdresser, which I wasn't liking that. I go to a barber shop. I was a freaking hairdresser. But anyways, I go to a hairdresser, and she tells me, well, we're going to have to strip it and recolor it. And so that's what they did. Stripped it, and when they recolored it, it wasn't, it took a little while to get it back to normal. But anyways, I didn't come on here today to talk about hair. Oh, yeah, they aren't all white. They say here. Redheads aren't always fair-skinned. There are native redheads born in places like Morocco who have darker skin, and there's even Hawaiian word for the red hair, Ihu, I think that is, who they believe are the descendants of fire gods. So redheads could be the descendants of fire gods, and that's something to look into. Who the hell knows? I could be a fire god. When I was a kid, I did like playing with fire. Redheads are popular in commercials. Well, they are, when you think about it. A 2014 report by Upstream analysts found that 30% of the TV commercials that run during prime time prominently feature a redhead. At one point, CBS showcased a ginger every 106 seconds. They've suppressed my people. That's a lot of red when you consider there's just 2%, maybe 1 to 2% in the world's population. Remember Mikey? Mikey likes everything. I remember that kid. Red-haired aliens. Now, this is another thing. I mean, there's just been all this stuff compiles, and I think, why not? Why can't there be why can't there be many alien races? I mean, who the hell knows? I think all the humans have in some way been altered. But when you look at the redheads, the gingers, whatever you want to call us or call people, it's pretty interesting stuff. Red-haired aliens. I come across this in one particular internet article that I came across carried the heading, "The Master Race Becomes Friendly Aliens." Well, if I'm an alien, I'm friendly. So, in it, the writer explains how the familiar Nazi agenda is still being propagated by aliens of Germanic, Celtic, and other stock. They said that these aliens in question are generally called Nordics by the UFO community, and the writer describes them. It says that they are tall, blonde or red hair with blue eyes. So watch out for the redheads with blue eyes. They'll do that Spock thing to you, take you right down. They average in height from 6 to 6.5 feet tall, with some reported to be as tall as 8 feet. 8 feet. And look, we've already gone 26 minutes, and I'm not even close here. This is just, I got so much. Anyways, the article continues and consistent to reports throughout the world in regard to Nordics, is the near perfect physical appearance. Now, okay, I'll go with that. No one has ever reported plain or physically deficient members in their company of these Nordics. And what one may expect if you had a choice in the matter through controlled genetics is, you would expect them to be perfect with controlled genetics. And so maybe we are, I don't know. I got a little bit of a belly. I guess other than that, it's all good. The heart attack back in 2014, that wasn't because of lifestyle. That was because of Big Pharma, them son of a bitches. That's why that happened. It'll never happen again. That I promise you, not because of them. If it ever happens again, it's going to be because I'm going crazy here on the air. All right, so after reading some research papers I came across in some message board articles and some other stuff, and I see our redheads DNA of alien origin, and so there's another race that has branched off from what I'm reading, okay, from this giant race. Now, I've heard of giants, the Redhead Giants. That's pretty interesting shit there. And they call the red-haired Lyrans, and their hair was red to strawberry blonde in color. The skin tone, very, very fair. These entities had a difficulty exposing their skin to certain frequencies of natural light due to the planet that they sprung from, some may say. So some of these were also giant in stature. Giant fucking redheads. That's scary. It might be scary if you're not a redhead. Though there were some who were average human size, eye color was generally light to what you would now consider green, though it is a different quality of green than seen upon the world. Anyways, these entities were some of the first Lyran pioneers, it says. And apparently these pioneers is a very kind word, for there was many worlds that considered the red-haired ones to be the invaders. Yeah. All right, so the redhead people, they might be the invaders. I've heard it my whole life. You should be ashamed to be American because you stole the land. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I wasn't born yet. Well, now I should be ashamed I'm a redhead and we're invaders. I wasn't with them. I came after, so I had nothing to do with that history. But I am trying to learn some of it. And, some of this, I don't know. We'll see as we move along here. So anyways, this research continues, making a link between these red-haired Lyrans and the redheads on Earth. Like myself. And I think the closest mythological remnants are in your Norse mythology, like the Vikings, etc., that kind of shit. And so it says that the mythology was about actual Earth beings who were either influenced by or interacted with the red-headed ET strain. And, Ira can probably relate to this, the episode of Star Trek where Captain Kirk lands on a planet inhabited entirely by ginger people. We got our own planet somewhere. Man, look at that. I was stranded. They threw my ass on Earth and took off. That's all right. I'm trying to make it work here on Earth. In fact, I am reminded of the Villa Boas abduction case. Yeah, that was an interesting one. That one there. I had to re-educate myself on it, though. A case concerning a young Brazilian farmer who was apparently abducted by a UFO. Then the guy was forced into a ship, if I remember correctly. I think it was a ship, with a beautiful alien woman. Boy, it sounds like he had it bad. Who had, this is based on the story, a beautiful alien woman who had red pubic hair. Now, this ain't my fantasy or anything. This is his abduction. Incidentally, there was a TV show about UFO abductions a while back, and that also stated that there had been a spat of abduction cases in Turkey that all specified red-haired aliens. What is up with these red-headed aliens? Got to watch out before you know it. Madonna will put on the redhead hat and start insisting that, well, anyways, I don't want to give her any ideas. And while that proves nothing, and it does, nothing's proven here as far as the alien thing goes. But it sure is interesting, and, there's more circumstantial evidence of a superior race of ginger or redheaded people, or alien, call them what you will. But there is this, it seems like this circumstantial trail of evidence, and I find it very interesting, as I should. Hello? Listen, I do want to take a break here, even though I probably shouldn't. It's going to be a real quick break. So we're going to take that break. Then I'm going to come back and get into some more of this. How about redheaded rulers and royalty? We'll do that next. Because apparently there was quite a few of them. Right? All right. So let me take this break, folks. You are watching and listening to Uncensored. I am Michael Vara. We'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. Don't go away, because it's just not over yet. Now I got to get used to all this shit on the board. I don't know what's what. Let's go with that. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. All right, so we'll be back. At ChineseHerbsForYou.com, you'll find our line of scientifically advanced herbal formulas to promote, regulate, and maintain your healthy internal organ systems. At ChineseHerbsForYou.com, you will also find digestive and immune support, drive out cold and flu formulas, body and face herbal tea creams, health support, dog powders, an online VIP consult package. So please go to ChineseHerbsForYou.com, or you can contact us at 1-888-649-2182. That's ChineseHerbsForYou.com, or contact us at 1-888-649-2182. ChineseHerbsForYou.com. I'm back. I am Michael Vara. This is Uncensored. And what that means is, well, I won't say I don't give a shit, but, you know, it's Saturday, and I really don't give a shit. All right, so I want to get back to it. We're talking about Redheads. Not bad stuff, not criticizing them. And, you know, I guess I'm a redhead, so I can say what I want, right? Isn't that how it goes? It's, you know, everyone, well, I'm not prejudiced against redheads. I used to date one, right? Hey, go over to latenightinthe-midlands.com, all right? The donate button, the subscribe button, that's how you help us here. I would appreciate all the help we could get. And, you know, this is live Saturday. We've got, from here on in, I'm kicking it off right now. On WCET, there's going to be all live shows through the rest of the night. So you'll want to head over there and check it out. You can go to latenightinthe-midlands.com. You can go to the chat and listen page, click on the Discord button, hop into the chat. Now, in the chat, you got to be respectful and you got to keep it clean. All right? Just for the record. So the chat's totally separate from my shit here. All right? So you screw up in the chat, you're going to deal with surf, and you don't want that. So be good, all right? But here on the air, and I don't think I'm going to be taking any calls today. I just not going to have time for that. But yeah. So anyways, I want to get back to this. I did want to tell you about some of the shows, if I could get the damn thing up in time here. Let's see. Come on. Anyways, I'm not even going to explain that. All right, so here we go. Coming up, if this bastard would roll down. All right, there we go. Coming up after Uncensored at 4 p.m., you've got Jeffrey Boyd Jr.'s Conversations With. Then after that, In the Arena Sports Show. I'm actually going to be calling in. I'll be on that show tonight in the Arena. I'm going to be giving a Buffalo Bills update. With that one. Then following that, from 7 to 9, you got Show Us, Don't Tell Us. And then from 9 to 12, the one, the only Rascala with the Red Pill reality show. And he'll be doing 3 hours of kick-ass radio. So make sure you tune in to all that. All right, so moving right along here. Time is of the essence here. So redheaded rulers and royalty. The number of leaders who have red hair is actually amazing, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. Now, what I might do here, because I'm finishing this shit, all right, because I worked hard on it, but what I might do here is if we do run out of time, you'll lose me over on WCET. I may finish up over here on YouTube, though. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't want to take away from the other shows either on the station. So not that I don't know. I'll just shut up. Let me get back to this. So, how many of the founding fathers of the USA were redheads? It says. Now, I'm not going to tell you because I actually didn't research that. But from what I understand from some blogs I ran across, there had been quite a few. Now, it says here, this I did kind of look into a little. How much about the royal families? And you'll be surprised if you look into that. I'm going to save some time here and not go through all that. But there was several that were mentioned, like I think Cleopatra was one, Napoleon. I mean, and you go right up to that, Prince Dickhead or whatever over there, that guy. You know, doesn't he have red hair too? So maybe red hair and world dominance kind of at some point goes together. And I don't know. I'm out of the loop. I'm not in that special club of redheads, it seems, because I ain't ruling no world. That's for sure. Another article I came across associated red hair with secret societies, and the writer of this article linked red hair with the symbol of the rose. So that was interesting, and that's something you could look up too, but it said that it's all about the rose. It means Rose Cross or Red Cross of the Templars, and it was found in Roseline or Roselyn, the chapel of the Sinclairs. And as strange as it may sound, red hair is their characteristic feature. So, again, circumstantial evidence. The question here today is, are ginger people some kind of alien descent? Why are there so many differences? We're going to get into some really good stuff here in a moment. I'm going to go and rehash some of this. Let's see. Continue. I don't want to go through that whole article, but in many ways, it continues on the theme of red-haired rulers. Of all the theories about red hair on the internet, this one seems to be the most abundant. It goes a little something like this. So you ready? Here it goes. All the ancient civilizations of prehistory were started and ruled by seafaring redheads. Seafaring redheads. We don't like water, I guess. Who originally came from a land over the sea, often, but not always, equated with Atlantis. The evidence for this can be found in ancient myths and in mummified remains of red-headed people discovered around the globe, in which I've got some pictures there of GIF photos going on there on the desk, on the far side of the desk there. But for the most part, these theories begin in ancient Egypt. Everything fucking, it's like Egypt, I'm telling you. It's like a recreation of another planet over there. And are all centered around the fact that many mummies have been found displaying red hair. A lot of red-haired mummies. Needless to say, these finds have led much speculation about the origin of the ancient Egyptians and their culture, and the basic premise of the theory being that red-haired survivors from Atlantis at some point arrived and sowed the seeds of civilization. As you can imagine, a lot of speculation is widely, intensive on this. And the internet article that I read titled Red-Haired Mummies of Egypt began with the statement that there were the blue bloods of ancient times. Not blue chickens, blue blood, of ancient times, which extended into Europe times, or European times, and they actually did have blue blood. And it was not hemoglobin-based, but copper-based, and they were semi-human. There are still to this day some animal species in South America that have copper-based blood systems. Pretty freaking interesting. There was a problem with the hemophilia, as they call it. I think I'm saying that right. And not because of intermarrying, but the problem was that they started to marry outside the copper-based blood system. You always hear about keeping it in the bloodline, right? Well, there you go. And this hemoglobin and copper systems just do not mix. And that's where the laws against marrying commoners originated, according to this. And they say lobsters, squids, and horseshoe crabs have copper-based blue blood, amongst some others. Incidentally, Egypt isn't the only place where red-haired mummies have been found. They've been found as far afield as China and Peru. So these redhead mummies are getting around. And there was no Uber, from what I understand. So the Terran mummies were found in what is now present-day China, and some of them possessed red hair. Likewise, in Peru, mummies have been found with striking red locks, as they put it. Other discoveries of red-haired mummies have come in Polynesia and Canary Islands. In fact, both these places were very noted for red-haired people. The Canary Islands was the home of the Gaunches, a red-haired tribe that built monuments, which they say can still be seen on the island today. So I'm telling you, this shit just goes on and on and on. It's amazing, the information that's out there. It's amazing I've never looked into this before. And red-haired people have been noted sporadically throughout parts of Polynesia, including New Zealand. So I guess what I'm saying is that both European and Pacific cultures have a common link a long, long way back in time, possibly in Atlantis 11,500 years ago. And the ancient culture of Atlantis was not just carried on by the Egyptians, but was also carried on by the red-haired civilization of Tulipin. I think I'm saying that right. Turtle Island. And we're a dominant population in America, apparently up until 6,000 years ago. So 6,000 years, up until 6,000 years ago. Wonder what happened. It also should be noted that large statues on the island all have top knots of red stone. Many believe these represent the red hair. So if we were a dominant population in America up until 6,000 years ago, well, then I guess I really am native to the land, now aren't I? Well, my ancestors. I wonder how many, I bet there's actually people right now who are getting pissed off by us. Like, oh, who the fuck's he think he is? Some special son. But I'm just giving you the research. I'm going to leave this desk today and this microphone feeling the same as I always do. Okay? This doesn't, my head's not getting big. I still bleed just like you. So, it's no big deal. But it is kind of a big deal. So anyways, redheads may be aliens. This is what we're talking about. And so there is this conspiracy theory that redheads are alien human hybrids. And there's one article that said, think about it. Why did several kings and queens of Europe have red hair, even though percentage-wise redheads are fairly rare? That makes a lot of fucking sense. It sounds crazy, but carrot tops do have biological differences other than appearance. Redheaded women bleed longer, which is why doctors make special preparations for them at childbirth. They also have the smallest hair count on their heads, about 90,000 as opposed to 140,000 with blonde and brown-haired people and others. They may only make up 2% of the population, but redheads might be even more unique than thought in the past. See, it turns out that there are a number of specific genetic qualities that give those lucky redheads, like myself, a surplus of evolutionary advantages. And again, it's not me. I'm not bragging. Just telling you what the studies say. There's a lot more to people with flaming locks of auburn hair, some would suggest. And again, not my words. It says, firstly, they have a higher pain threshold than the rest of society. Now, that may be true of most things, but not a fucking toothache. Give me a toothache and I'm down for the count. 1, 2, 3, baby. It's over. But anyways, moving right along here. As proven by a 2003 study by McGill University, scarlet-haired women can cope with up to 25% more pain. Now, we went over that earlier, and they believe it's because of the rare genetic mutation associated with red hair and fair skin, MC1R. We remember that one. The nifty gene also means that redheads react to changes in temperature more intensely. Rehashing that, remember, the temperature thing. 2005 study at the University of Louisville revealed that the MC1R can amplify the activity of the genes which detect and respond to temperature changes. So there's the other difference. Going over all these differences because it's been a lot. In fact, researchers found that the evolutionary adaptation means that they make vitamin D themselves. I mean, they could, redheads can make their own vitamin D. So there's the other change. The levels of acidity in the skin. It's just amazing stuff. The MC1R gene, they say, is the reason why redheads are genetically superior and special. So if you're a redhead, you can feel a little special because you've got a special gene that apparently, according to these scientific studies, make you genetically superior and special. People with red hair, it says, are special in many ways. Hair color is primarily genetic, and red hair is caused by mutations of that MC1R gene. That gene has so much to do with so much. It says people with red hair are not often encountered because only 1 in 2%, or 70 in 140 million people around the world, have red hair. Red hair and blue eyes is the rarest combination. Studies show that redheads are differently construed in terms of pain perception and body reactions. And people with red hair, again, it says genetically superior and special. I'm just going over the study. There are many myths about redheads. Oh, here's another one. Redheads are surprisingly tough. It is often said that redheads are much more sensitive to pain and can endure less than other people. However, researchers at the Aalborg University in Denmark have confirmed that redheads simply react more strongly to certain types of pain, such as dental pain. Now, see, that's one we different. I don't know about strongly. Dental pain, I am a wuss. Or this extreme cold, they say. It was also confirmed. Oh, okay, it says that they don't do kindly with dental. That makes more sense. It was also confirmed that redheads are less responsive to the anesthesia. So we've went through all this stuff, and you gotta wonder why are there so many differences. Redheads need 20% more anesthesia. It says that redheads have problems coping with temperature changes. On the other hand, scientists discovered that people with red hair are less sensitive to stinging pain in the skin. So I don't know what that would mean, stinging pain, whatever that is. And redheads simply feel pain differently. Redheads can handle spicy food better, it says. This was shown in tests with capsulin. This is an active substance in chili, and they injected this into the skin to produce pain. And the test that they did showed that redheads are less sensitive to this particular type of pain. They react less to pressure close to the injected area. I could tell you when I was in the hospital for a few days and they put them freaking IVs in me, I handled it pretty good up until about the third day. And then it just, God damn, that I just couldn't wait to get them out. They seem to be a bit better protected, and that is really interesting finding. And this is from a Professor Nielsen of the Center for Sensory Motor Interaction of Aalborg University. Redheads need smaller doses of painkillers. I can tell you what, painkillers, I don't like painkillers at all. Painkillers really screw me up. I get rashes. I don't do well with painkillers. So yeah, very little. As a matter of fact, the smallest amounts I could take, I do if I ever need them. I'm trying to hurry here. Redheads produce their own vitamin D. Went through that. I mean, that's huge. So we would last longer if the apocalypse comes and the sun got blocked out. The last people roaming the earth might be the redheads, and we'll be joined by the rats and roaches. We're cursed, maybe. Rats and roaches. Redheads might be more intelligent. Now, this is going to piss some of you off, but, I don't make the rules, folks. We get dealt the cards and we got to play the fucking hand. I mean, I can't do nothing about it. So redheads might be more intelligent. According to the Danish researchers, MC1R seems to be involved in central functions in the brain, along with subgroups, and I go through them, the MC2R, the 3R, and the 4R. Perhaps, they say, the gene may even be linked to intelligence. A British-American study concludes that redheads are 4 times more likely to become CEOs than others within the same demographics. I'm the CEO of Late Night in the Midlands and WCET and Uncensored. Okay, it's a small scale, but hey, I'm still the man here, right? I guess. The gingerbread man. So whether redheads are genetically superior or not can be debated, and I'm sure it will be forever and a day. But their unique gene mutations make us different and special. And real quick here, it says here is Rh negative blood alien of alien origin. And, I don't have time to get into all of that, but I will tell you as it goes through, and there's quite a bit there. One of the things common with that Rh negative blood is higher than average IQ. Again, that's a redhead thing. Lower body temperature. Redhead thing. High blood pressure. They always tell me, you got high blood pressure. No, I don't. That's normal for me. But anyways, red or reddish hair. Very common with Rh negative blood. Extra vertebrae. I don't know if I've got an extra vertebrae. I've never been told I have, but who the hell knows? sensitive vision, particular sensitivity to sunlight, and elevated intuition. Very, very, very interesting stuff. So, with that, folks, I mean, there you have it. Could there be any validity? Could there be any coincidence? Could there be any rhyme or reason behind all of this? I mean, do some of us have advanced extraterrestrial genetics? While there's not much grounding evidence of these alleged characteristics, some have pointed to instances of red-haired rulers in ancient civilizations throughout the world as potentially having some connection. So all I could say is that, in South America, some of the bizarrely shaped long skulls, you see these long skulls, well, a lot of those were found to have red hair in an area where that red hair color isn't even native. So how the hell's that happen? The gene for red hair originates in the Middle East and Europe, it says. It might actually originate off-planet. Breakaway archaeologists like L.A. Marzulli have connected these red-haired skulls to the Nephilim. And so the question remains, could the Rh-negative blood type be another connecting factor? And so there you have it, folks. There's my whole kit and caboodle on this red-haired thing. I mean, I've been looking into this and reading everything I could find on it, trying to accumulate stuff, put it together, and then share it with you. And so there it is. And, I won't be doing the same type of thing every week. It'll vary from week to week. Whatever the hell I feel like doing, I'll do. Because this is my show, and it's uncensored. And that's the way I want it. All right? So there you have it. Redheads may be superior. And I know, trolls, it's pissing you off, but sorry. A bit more superior. No, I don't feel any more superior than anybody else. I do feel good, though, doing this show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, because I feel like I could go another 2 hours. 1 hour ain't shit. 1 hour ain't shit. Does anybody have a problem doing 1 hour ain't shit? All right. I'm Michael Vara. This has been a broadcast of Uncensored. Join me back here again next week for another episode of Uncensored, and with yours truly. I'll be with you on Monday for Late Night in the Midlands. Folks, I'd say keep your eyes posted to the sky, but you're not going to listen to me anyways today. It's Saturday. Everyone's on their freaking iPhones. So anyways, with that, folks, have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, Jeffrey Boyd Jr. Make sure you stay tuned in. There's a whole lot of good stuff coming up all day long. Good day, everybody.
On the East Coast of the United States, from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, you're listening to
Uncensored
with your host, Michael Vara. To talk to Michael Vara, dial 803-392-4566 or around the world on Skype. Just use Skype ID LNM Radio.